The Mesopotamians were the first astronomers to divide the circle into 360 degrees. The 360 degrees meant the full rotation of the sun. They built large ziggurats which aligned themselves with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The Egyptians used their astronomy for practical purposes like farming. They also created a calendar to predict when the Nile River would flood. One of the purposes for Stonehenge was to tell time, like a clock. Stonehenge rocks were also used to determine seasons. Above all, Stonehenge was also used as an observatory. The Chinese recorded observations of solar eclipses. The record survived about 900 solar eclipses. The Chinese also recorded meteor showers. Thales, he was one of the very first to predict one of the earliest eclipses. He also made the discovery of Ursa Minor, or the Little Dipper. Pythagoras made a model showing planets in a circular motion. He also adopted the idea that the Earth was spherical instead of flat. He founded the idea of celestial harmony. The Babylonians invented the astronomical constellations. They also measured how long it took the sun to reach a certain position in the sky. They used constellations to determine where they were in position. Aristotle founded the idea of center of gravity where falling objects fall towards the center of the Earth. He also observed that the Earth's shadow on the moon was circular, which meant the Earth was also circular. Aristarchus used geometry to find the distance to the moon and the Earth. He also used lunar eclipses to find the moon size. The Eratosthenes used geometry to calculate the size of the Earth. They also found the distance between Sea and Alexandria, which was 1/50th the circumference of the Earth, which they used to estimate the circumference was 40,100 kilometers. Hipparchus was one of the very first astronomers to find a new star visible by the naked eye. He cataloged the brightness of over 850 stars. The Mayans measured and predicted the moon's movements. For some reason, Venus was the most important planet to them. The Mayans also built a calendar that predicted the phases of the moon. Ptolemy created a system that tracked the movements of the planets. He also created an almagest, or a picture of the universe. The Arabs studied sun patterns for religious purposes. They also used the pole stars to determine the long and the latitude. Copernicus helped found the heliocentric idea of the solar system. He also invented and constructed the spherical astrolabe.
Tycho Brahe discovered that the supernova never changed with regard to its surroundings. He also discovered that comets traveled past the moon's path. Galileo discovered that the moon was not flat. He made a long-range telescope. He also discovered that Venus had phases like the moon. Galileo discovered that Jupiter has revolving moons. Kepler had 3 laws. The first law was planets moving in an elliptical motion around the sun. The second one was the invisible orbital oval sweeps out the unequal intervals. The third law was relates the motion of planets to each other.
Newton founded the laws of universal gravitation. Edward Halley discovered Halley's Comet, observed similar transit between Venus and Mercury, and cataloged 341 stars.
Einstein developed the general theory of relativity. He came up with the theory that minuscule particles can become large amounts of energy. Niels Bohr discovered the property of surface tension. Wolfgang Pauli was one of the founding members of quantum physics. He also wrote the theory of relativity. Werner Heisenberg was one of the pioneers of quantum mechanics. Edwin Hubble was the man who discovered the cosmos. He spent a lot of his time studying the stars. George Lemaitre was a Belgian priest, astronomer, and professor of physics at the Catholic University of Leuven. He proposed the theory of expansion of the universe. Robert Oppenheimer was among those called father of the atomic bomb. He became a chairman of the General Advisory Committee and newly created the United States Atomic Energy Commission and was in control of the nuclear power.
Recognized for the theory of stellar nucleosynthesis, he came up with the Big Bang theory that was rejected. Besides and Wilson proved the Big Bang theory accidentally when experimenting with their model horn antenna. They later discovered cosmic microwave radiation.
Armstrong and Aldrin were the first men to land on the moon. They both collected 47.5 pounds of samples to take back with them. They were competing with Russia in the era called space race.